Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the Cowboys and where they are currently in the draft positioning for the 2021 draft. This is serious as hell. We're in cap mode time, the custom cap mode, baby. Here we go. All right, guys. So, we are heading on the back end of our bye week now. So it's time to follow up and see what has transpired in the league while we were off for our week and in COVID isolation, obviously. So, Cowboys were number 3 coming into this, but yesterday's game had an impact on the standings. The Vikings, they beat the Bears, and there was some changes there with the draft. There was a cause effect there. So with the Vikings winning that game last night, Monday Night Football, the Cowboys actually moved up to number 4. I don't know the whole mechanics of the whole thing there, but if anybody knows, put them in the comments. Let us know if you want to explain it. But the Cowboys are number 4 right now. Okay, so inching less away from the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. So for me, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, if those are your cup of tea, they're a little bit. It's starting to look a little bit out of reach. As far as even moving up, if you wanted to move up from 4 to the top or 3 to the top, you're giving up a lot of picks. So that dream there, it's slowly dying for those people that want those 2 quarterbacks. That's not to say that if some of these teams on the top side pull something out of their miraculous butt, they might be able to do something. The Cowboys sneak in there, but it's not looking like that. Also, the other thing we have to keep in mind, guys, is the Cowboys defense has looked a lot better the last 2 games. So is there fight in this team? Are they going to show up against the Vikings? Should they win? Do you want the Cowboys to win, or are you still on Team Tank? That's really what this video is about. Are you Team Tank or team win the division, go for it? I'm with Jeff Kavanaugh on this. He's the president, CEO of Team Tank, and I'm right there with him, man, because this team needs an influx of fresh talent from Mike McCarthy. All right, you're gonna see the churn. We already saw a churn in this roster this offseason, but I think he's gonna jettison the remnants of some of these guys that just aren't part of his vision and not really working out for this team. So, for me, just play. As long as I see some competition, as long as I see some sort of fight and not a complete folding, I'll be fine with it. Okay, but you don't want to get your pride in the way here and say, no, we're not about losing here. Obviously there's going to be those fans that are into that, and that's fine. And there's the other side of the fandom that wants to go Team Tank and accumulate the possibilities of blue chip players on this team. We don't have blue chip players on this defense. I thought we did, and I was wrong. I think on defense, as far as a blue chip player, an impact player, you might have one with Leighton Vander Esch, but that's if he can stay healthy, right? And that's a maybe. Trayvon Diggs, we're still seeing about him. He could be something. But Jalen Smith, these guys, Lawrence, they're not that. They just aren't. I do like what Lawrence has done the last couple of weeks, but you got to be consistent from game 1 to the rest of the year, man. I don't know. It just seems like Lawrence is a slow starter every single year, and that's not getting it done. I don't see him going anywhere, obviously. I think he's still a big part of this defense, but we need more pieces on that defensive line. So, when I think about, pride, like, oh, let's win. Let's see if we can get this division, get into the tournament. This team is not built for it. They're not. If you sneak in there, you're going to ruin your draft stock immensely. You can go from the number 4 pick to number 19. That's a big difference. You're looking at blue chip prospects right now. Where you're at right now, you're looking at blue chip prospects. Whether that's a Patrick Surtain, Penei Sewell. If you want to go offensive line route, Jamar Chase. There's a lot of prospects out there that are game-changing blue chip type players. Defensive linemen, pass rushers. You're not gonna get one there at top 3. This isn't the year where you have a Bosa brother there in the top, or a Chase Young, or you know, a Myles Garrett. There's not that premier pass rusher in this draft. You know, there's gonna be some that may reach into the first round only because it's a premium position and teams are desperate for pass rushers, right? So some names that aren't necessarily true blue chip defensive end pass rushers, they will be elevated in this draft because from what I've seen so far, it's not very deep. There are some in here, obviously, but it's not like in other seasons. So, and defensive line is an area that the Cowboys need. So, secondary, I think there are good players here for the secondary, though. I mean, that I think is the strength of the defense for this draft. Cornerbacks, safeties. There's a lot of good ones in here, but you know, like I said, you know, many videos ago, this is gonna be a different draft. There's a lot of players that have opted out. Some players are opting out right now. You know, they don't want to. They've gotten in some playing time, but they went ahead and opted out in preparation for the 2021 draft. Okay, so there's gonna be a lot more of these like landmines that you have to navigate. You know, linebacker Micah Parsons, right? He opted out early, hasn't played, so you have to keep that in mind. Andre Cisco, the safety that I like, that I talked about here in my recent video, started out good, and he just tore his ACL, so he's out for the year. So you have to take that into consideration as well. So there's a lot. This draft is going to be crazy. For me, like I said, you're going to have to lean on your scouts' homework the previous season, I think, a lot more than right now. So it's going to be a game time for Will McClay and the talent evaluators. But yeah, man, I look at this as you know, anybody that likes movies, this whole situation reminds me of Pulp Fiction when Marcellus is talking to Butch. You know, they're talking about pride. Don't let it get into your head.
Pride only hurts. It never helps.
Classic situation. All right. Classic situation. You don't want to get pride getting in the way. You make a run. This just isn't the year to screw around with your draft position. Okay. And that kind of thing. So, Team Tank, I'm there, but I want to see the competition. I want to see. I'm evaluating players right now. You know, by no means am I saying, oh, I quit. I'm for losing and this and that. That's just not the case. I am talking about building this team up. Yeah, this is a soft, scorched earth that McCarthy's going to have to do. He said that he had two options: scorched earth, or try to bring in the previous stuff into his program. Obviously, some of that has not worked out. So, scorched earth policy. Let's get this thing going. Let's bring in some new talent here. A king's ransom, right? That's what you're going to want. If you are going to indeed keep Dak Prescott, which I'm fine with, either way, I'm fine with whatever. But let's get more talent in there. But for this example, let's say you keep Dak Prescott, whether it's a franchise tag, preferably an extension. That way, that first year, you have more room there and you're not, getting beat up with the cap. So ideally, you want to get a long-term deal so you can spread that contract out. With the franchise tag, you're gobbling up. You're going to gobble up about $38 million. You don't want that. You don't want a franchise tag Dak again. So that's what it's going to be, guys. It's going to be about getting the king's ransom. And right now, where you're at, number 4, can you get a king's ransom? I think you're right on the outskirts. What's good is you're seeing more names come up for quarterbacks, right? That's what's going to drive the king's ransom, all right? Where somebody needs to move up to your position and get a quarterback. Okay, take a look at this. Tankathon, here we are, number 4. Who needs a quarterback underneath the Cowboys as we stand right here? Chargers don't need one. Miami, they don't need one. They got Tua Tagovailoa. And, I've been saying this all year. All year I've been saying this. Houston is going to gift wrap Jamar Chase to the Dolphins. I'm saying that's their pick. That's going to be a lock for them. Anyway, Cincinnati, they don't need one. The Giants, I wouldn't think they need one. Carolina, they might be in the running. Bridgewater is a bridge quarterback. Atlanta, you're hearing rumblings about Matt Ryan might be on the outs. Drew Lock, is he the answer there? Elway is just not a good talent evaluator, in my opinion, especially at quarterback. He's drafted so many that haven't been good. San Francisco, they might be in the running. Detroit, Matt Stafford, does he stick around? Are they in the quarterback? Kirk Cousins here with the Vikings, they could be in it. New England. So this is very good for this block of teams. For this block of teams, I mean, even Chicago, Nick Foles, Trubisky, he's a bust. New England, they need one. So, man, there's gonna be opportunity for the Cowboys to do some sort of king's ransom if somebody wants to move up there, for a quarterback, where the Cowboys are at right now. Now, if the Cowboys mess up and win a couple of games, end up anywhere, which honestly, if the team is playing as well as that they have, they could come out of this with another two or three wins. The Vikings, that looks like a beatable team. The 49ers, they look beatable. The NFC East teams, flip a coin on that. So, to think that the Cowboys might end up 2-14, I don't know if that's really possible, because I don't see the full-blown quit like we have. I think they're slowly buying into some things here, but they still probably won't win many games. So we'll see what they do. But right now, King's ransom is what you want. Trade down, get some picks, and if you can get 2 first-round picks out of this, man, you're in business. So any of these teams that have 2 first-rounders, you might be able to pull something out. So let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. Let me know what you guys think the Cowboys are gonna do here. Do you think that they're gonna win a couple games and screw up their draft positioning, or do you think they're gonna keep losing and stay within that top 5 draft positioning? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really do want to know what you guys want to do. Are you Team Tank or are you Team Pride? Let's win the NFC East and try to win the Super Bowl. All right, let me know in the comments. I'm real interested to see what you guys have to say. Shout out to all my members. Shout out to all subscribers. If you're a lurker, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell for all notifications so you get the latest news on new videos that come out from myself and when I go live. All right, that's all I have right now, guys. Check back tomorrow for the Frisco report. I'll catch you for the next one. Peace.